Alright guys, so today we are changing the oil pan on a 2005 Honda Pilot EX. You're going to need 14, a 12, and a 10 ratchets and sockets, or the wrenches and sockets. First thing you're going to do is you're going to have this little plate. It's going to have 4 14mm bolts in it. You're going to take that down. And you're going to come over here and you're going to pull down the exhaust. Now each of these are going to have 3 bolts. These are also 14mm. Get you back up in here so you can see. So this back one connects right here. Get those down. Pull this guy out of the way. It's going to drop down a little bit. You're going to have a rubber bushing. This is going to be a 2 12mm bolts. You're going to just pop that out. That's this guy right here. You're going to bring this down out of the way, and you're going to take your 2 14s, pop these loose, and you'll pop these out, and these are kind of helping it bolt to the transmission here. So we'll get this guy out. So there you go. Now you may also want a wobbly extension or a universal wobbly socket to get these bolts up here on the side, around up here. But you might actually just come in through the side and take this wheel off. So when we get there, we'll bring you to it. Come on. Give it to me. Excellent. There you go. It is mine. Thank you. Bet. Alright, awesome. So now that those are out of the way, all you got left are your 10mm bolts. Alright, so as you can see here, you don't even really have to take the wheel off. I'll probably just scoot this out of the way, like so. Just turn it out, and then I can just get my wrench up in here. Sorry for the light. You just get the wrench up in here, or maybe a little power tool, and hit those 10mm bolts. As you can see, that's exactly what we did. We just came in here and we hit them all. I got this little deal, my little Milwaukee with a short little stubby socket on it. Short little 10mm, and that was able to get the job done. Alright, so before you pull out the oil pan, you're going to have 2 more 10mm bolts on this little cover right here. I'm going to go ahead and take those out. Right up there. Alright. So we're going to bring down the pan, and then I'll bring you back. Alright, so underneath that cover, you're going to have your final 2 10mm bolts, and that'll bring down the pan. Sorry, I should have thrown this in on the last little bit. So I figured I would show this off just for reference, in case you guys didn't know. So what I did is I took my pry bar, and this little wedge right here meets right up a little bit against the pulley, and I just kind of wiggled my pry bar a little bit until it popped, and then you get it in there and you pop it off. Now what you want to do is you want to lift on this side and angle this side down, and it's going to come out like that, and you're going to go back in the same way. Alright, so now we've got the pan off. There, as you can see, there's your old one. There's the shiny brand new one. Now, just a couple of steps that you guys would do that we're not going to do in this video because we are replacing the pan. If you guys were just replacing the gasket, then what you would want to do is you would want to watch out for these little notches. There's a couple of them on the oil pan, and those just kind of help it seat while you're putting it back in. And so you want to take your gasket scraper and you want to get all this old gasket off around the edges. Maybe take some sandpaper afterwards and buzz it down, get it all nice and shiny, get all that residue off. And then you're going to come up here, you're going to do the same with your scraper and your sandpaper all the way around. You're going to get it nice and shiny, get it all clean around the edges. And then for the gasket, you would take your, whatever your gasket is, if you got like ultra gray or, you know, just whatever you got, the gasket sealant, you're going to rub that, get that all around the outside, and then you're just going to put it back in. And that's the job. So, being quick, in and out. There you go. Alright, so as a professional, I figured I gotta show you guys anyway. So what we got here is this is just the stuff that we got here at the shop. It's probably the same old stuff that you got at AutoZone or whatever. And you're gonna kind of lightly apply this guy around the edges. And we're getting a lot because the tip is missing, so trying to space it out here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to spread it around. Not too thick, not too thin. Sorry, it's kind of hard to like watch where the phone's at, and yeah, I'm doing this off of my phone here. Just go once over. Make sure we get everywhere with a decent layer of it. Don't worry too much about going over the holes, because the bolts are just going to come up through it anyway, so it won't be that big of a deal. Now the biggest thing you wanna worry about with this RTB sealant, or the rub-on gasket, is you guys want to let this sit and cure for, honestly, you probably don't have to do it this long, but I'm going to recommend you do it this long, at least an hour. I'd honestly suggest you push it closer to 2 before you put oil in it and start it up and run it, but I don't think you necessarily have to wait that long. So at this point, I'm going to kind of go around. I'm going to nab up the really thick spots and spread them around to some of the spots that didn't get as much. A little thinner on the side. And I'll take my excess out here. Go spreading it outwards so that you don't get too much on the inside there. And then we're just going to put it back in, we're going to bolt it down, and we're going to let it cure. And that will officially be the end of the video, guys. I'll probably bring you back and show you just how it looks sitting back up in there with the brand new shiny pan, but yeah, it's just put it back together at this point. So we'll catch you guys later.